I'm still talking. That black man is alive. He's sitting up there on the mantle. He holding the mantle of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying, Bone? You hear what I'm saying? That man's still alive, and he's still holding the mantle of responsibility. You had been dethroned, brother. Oh, go ahead,
You know we live, you dumb
I know that.
You know what I'm
I know
saying?
that.
And then
God
you try
damn
to
it.
play this bullshit on me. You know what? Agent Johnson, he's
Sergeant
dead.
Johnson.
Sergeant
You
Avery
don't even know his
Johnson.
name. You don't know his name. Damn it.
Hey, he dead, G.
What's up, y'all?
He dead. He dead. Welcome to Xbox. You ain't
Cortana
got no
composed
games.
him.
Y'all gonna hear what the fuck we talking about on Xbox Live and all the other bullshit.
I'll be right
And we
back.
here to have fun.
Right.
We don't give two fucks. If you sit here and listen to an educated podcast, we're gonna educate you and we're gonna de-educate you. Cause we on some crazy shit.
He said de-educate.
What did you just say?
He said
De-educate.
de-educate.
Yeah,
I gotta take a drink.
I think I'm gonna make me a drink for the night because
Yeah, go get a drink because it's gonna be a great night. We got a great cast in the building, man.
Flip, y'all gonna
Live
bring some
wires in
cheese?
here. You know what I'm saying?
smooth.
We got
Where he
live
at?
wire
He
in
be
the
back.
building.
No,
No,
Live
he
Wire got
don't.
kicked. He be back.
He got kicked. So we got fuck Flip. Y'all already know about Flip. Fuck
You
Flip.
better make sure you look. Make sure you look if he there.
We got Flip Money, 9 Mayweather in the building right now because he on my bad side now. Fuck him. What's good with you, Flip?
Ain't shit. Trying to keep this resistance going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep hope alive. Preaching
And
the
then
word
we got
of
my
Xbox.
man. And we got my man Punisher in the building. What's good with you, P?
What's up, people? What's going on?
You know what I'm saying? And we got the producer of the show, Vodka. That's the producer because I can't do everything no more. I gave up.
It has nothing to do with this show.
Yep.
Or said what they say there, or what they say therein.
Hey, we already been going in already. The crazy shit, we already been going in already on each other. So I don't know how far it's going to go tonight. Pothead Gamer. That's my brother. He ain't gonna strike.
That crazy motherfucker.
This motherfucker's in the
Yell from down the street. From a corner near you.
Hey, partner, what's going on out at that corner? What's going on over there at that corner, man? Shorty got a fatty. Shorty got a fatty.
I'll tell you,
Man
I don't
on the
catch
street.
this nowhere else. I ain't gonna catch this nowhere else. And then we got the other brother. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna go preach. That's the preacher. We got other Zing.
Yeah, man. What's up? You know, I'm here to represent the chat. You know, happy to be here. You know, it's time to attack some people that don't know what they're talking about. That's what I do. And, you know, I'm going to stick with Colin Moriarty and how strategic he thinks Sony is. Got a lot of shit for that. I'm going to have a new Colin-ism every week.
But that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
shout out to the chat. Everybody in the chat, shout out to the chat. We go through it, but sometimes it's too much. And I've been to bed right now doing this shit, so I don't feel like
you better be sitting up in that goddamn bed.
I'm sitting up.
Oh hell.
Nice be a craftmatic adjustable.
Yes, I did.
He laying in the bed looking like a paraplegic, but okay.
My man Live Wire back here. You in your racing car seat.
Hey man, don't talk about that. You're not talking about my racing car seat, nigga. We talking about you.
I hope baby Cody push your ass straight out the door.
Why you gotta play like that?
Because you know she.
Why you gotta play like that?
Oh
you know she think that shit is funny. You know she think that is.
What's up with you, Unlimited? Shout out to everybody. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm on. Shout out to
I am Mike.
I can.
Sleepy Goblin. I'm
gonna shoot everybody out. I just sometimes we get into that mode where I
Nigga name is
cannot
9 foot.
do it.
I ain't gonna say that because I don't know where he going with that one.
Oh,
That
9
No, I
foot.
get into the
foot.
mode
That's the
where it goes
motherfucker
too
right
fast.
there. That's my boy.
I don't know where he going with that name.
Shout
But
out
that
to
was
Sick.
good.
The hell you
You
thinking
know
about you, nigga?
who?
Let me join the
I'm just
club.
I just caught that one. You the asshole.
man. What y'all punk motherfuckers want to talk tonight? Cause y'all, I ain't in a good mood right now.
Well, live, what you
Man,
got?
you know what? There's only
Yeah,
one
what's
general
going
topic
on,
to talk
Live?
about.
Well,
What you got,
shit.
live, before we go any further? What you got?
I mean, our
I know you
topics
live wire nigga
Guardians.
always with the
Gar-
topic.
yeah, actually, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh no, we don't want to talk about that's later.
Obviously
That's later. They
Halo,
don't got
and
that shit.
no, we ain't
No,
got
what?
to go
Fuck
into
it. Fuck it.
So
details,
Let's
go
but
ahead,
no.
Live.
What?
What you got?
You know what? Fuck it. Live. Guardians of the
Let's
Galaxy is
go,
that
let me
shit.
go, let it go.
No, let Live
That's
finish
that
what he was
shit.
saying. What were you saying, Live?
The Guardians of the
yeah,
Galaxy
Guardians of
is
the
shit.
Galaxy is. Yeah, I'm playing through this shit right now. Well, not right
That's
this.
all
I
I've
got
been
it on, but
playing.
I ain't playing it. But
Mm-hmm.
that shit is good. Now I haven't gotten. I mean, I'm still in the beginning, so I'm probably like in the first 2 hours. So
What
I'm
chapter
still
you in?
learning. Shit, I don't remember. I'm on
What weapon you got?
some planning and shit. I got the
What you
regular
got?
shit.
You
I
got the
ain't.
electrical. Your weapon turned to electrical yet?
No, I mean I
Okay, I'm fucking
upgraded a
you.
couple of shit, but I ain't upgraded. But
All right.
but so much. I ain't as far as you. You definitely got what, bro. I've been working all week, man. I've been doing the fucking early voting shit, man. I be like off all week is like 14-hour days. Shit long as fuck.
You trying to get
So I
Donald
ain't
Trump
really
back
get
in the
that.
office. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah,
What you saying?
I was trying to.
This
I was
motherfucker.
I was trying to see if they were gonna rush the Capitol again. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh shit. You
I
Oh
said,
my god.
I said, just one more again, one more again. I want to see them rush that shit like it's another Black Friday. They tried to make Black Friday on June 6th. I mean, January 6th. It was like it's Black Friday up in this bitch. They was pissing on shit and everything. This shit was all crazy. But nah, I mean, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is fire though. Like this is what I'll tell you about. Like this is the funny thing. This Guardians of the Galaxy and Far Cry. If you think about it, those are the games during the E3 showcases that people cared
Mhm.
about the least. And even Deathloop was kind of the same. Was kind of the same way. People cared about them the least during the showings, but they turned out to be some of the best games of the year. That's the interesting thing. Because Far Cry, I mean, just looking at the demos of Far Cry, you was how many times do people say, "Oh, the graphics ain't this, and it looks boring. It's the same old shit." Blah blah blah. And I was feeling the same way. Flip bought that shit, and then you just watch a motherfucker put clips on top of clips. I'm like, I mean, that shit looking kind of good now. Fuck,
Hold on,
man.
dog. Whoa. Why you trying to blame that on me, G?
I
Nah,
know. I mean,
G.
I ain't just blaming on you, but I'm just saying, like, you sitting there, like, that Far Cry looking
Listen,
alright,
I
and then
said
motherfuckers.
something, but I didn't mean to go into. You know what? I'm sorry for going in detail with it.
Yeah, Far
It was
Cry is
good.
nice though.
It was good.
Yeah,
I'm playing that shit
but
right
but
now.
It was
but
good.
that's the
Me
thing. Like
too.
you look at it a couple of times, like, you know what? But then like after you actually play it, you be like, nah, this shit is better. Like, don't get me wrong. Um, I understand where people complain about it being more Far Cry. I get it. But my thing is like, shit. If the shit fun, this shit fun. Like, like,
Mm-hmm.
like motherfucker, when you fuck your girl, you don't be like, oh, man, it's just more pussy of the same pussy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like you gotta be the one to spice it
Motherfucker.
up,
Right.
motherfucker.
Different experience every time. Shit.
Like, nigga, if you the one only want to do missionary style, maybe that's your own fault. Man,
Mm-hmm.
we only do it the same way, nigga. You the only one that does it the same way. So I mean, that's kind of
Oh
your own
man.
fault. It
Oh
is your
man.
own
Hey man,
creation.
that sounds
Oh
like the
shit! What
time.
about the clown shoes?
That's
What? That's
something.
what they're-
The clown
What other
shoes.
topic you got, Live?
What was the other shit we? Oh, well, we'll get into the state of dismay. When y'all want to get in later? State
about
of
It,
that
dismay.
Far,
it all
that
depends
Far
who
Cry,
want. Who want to
Breakpoint,
start first?
Recon Breakpoint got a big update Tuesday.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's talk about other shit. That, y'all look at the update for Visage and all that shit. Y'all talk any other games like that y'all saw? I know that got a 4K. I mean, the next gen patch. Trying to think, something else got a next gen patch too.
I think
I
wasn't
can't remember.
Dying Light supposed to get one?
No. They
I think they
was
said
that
something
dying.
about that.
Nah, that Dying Light shit was the whole. Some pony was asking about like, oh, when's PlayStation gonna get a free 60 FPS mode and shit? And that motherfucker was like, oh, he said something like we give that shit for free, but they didn't. But the reason why Dying Light 1 is 60 frames per second is because of Xbox, the boost mode. They don't have that shit on PlayStation.
Hold on,
So
hold
they
on,
ain't.
Lime, hold on. So you're telling me Sony don't have a boost mode?
They do get. They got a.
Oh,
I
they
thought they
got a
do got
boost
boost mode.
mode
No,
They
on
just don't got no
no,
backward compatibility.
no.
PlayStation.
Their the boost mode on their shit works if the shit is uncapped already. They don't have it where they can uncap it unless the developer goes in there and patches it.
Don't for Black
That's the
Desert.
difference. The boost mode, yeah. So it's like with the whole Bloodborne shit. Like that shit ran at like 12 frames per second or some shit.
Okay,
Console itself will boost it, but it's not gonna boost it to 60 without the devs themselves actually patching.
Mhm.
They gonna
well,
Well, my
boost
since
them
you're
boy
talking
pockets.
Nine,
about that,
my boy
They gonna
Nine
boost them
just said Dying
pockets.
Light getting one. I'm
well,
saying
since
both
you're
consoles
talking
getting
about
one.
that, what do y'all think about them not having an excellent boost mode such as Xbox? Azizing?
Thinking of them having a boost mode. PlayStation can't
Not
have
like
no damn
Microsoft.
boost mode. They can't have a damn boost mode. That's not what they about. They boost mode is that PC shit. Is them finally moving their things to PC. That's the big thing. PlayStation can't have a boost mode until they get a PS5 Pro or PS4 Pro, because this is a
That's fucked up.
They got the
PS5.
PS4
This
Pro right now.
well, this is a PS4 Pro. They need a PS4 Pro in order to have a boost mode
And
where
PS4
a
Pro
fire
probably cheaper.
extinguisher won't pop out that damn PlayStation when that bitch overheat, because they took that massive ass radiator out of the PlayStation that people thought I forgot about. But I didn't forget about none of that shit. I'm not here to be nice no more. Y'all know that.
Hey, Livewire, would they need like a PS5 square?
What do you mean?
Would that be the the only time that they'll actually be able to have
No,
that
you
boost
mean a
mode like an Xbox?
PS4 square. Yeah, because they're
PS5
not
Pro
at a
square.
PS5 yet.
Well,
Because a
the
PS5 would
radiator
mean that
looks
they
like a
if
next
I
P
gen.
square.
if
Just
I
look like
didn't
a
know
Oh
P
better,
square.
Lord.
if I didn't know Baka, it's
You got
almost as if
PS4
they
and
are
PS4.
insinuating that PlayStation 5 hasn't. I mean, this PlayStation 5 hasn't come up to next generation
Hell
yet.
no, because the PlayStation 5 was actually created in 2019. We know that now.
That was made. I say it was made to combat the One X.
It was. It was. So, they're not gonna have
And
no
can't do
boost.
1440p like the One X.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
why they don't
digress.
have. Yeah,
Really do
we'll see what
HDR.
Horizon Zero Dawn does, and see if that'll be 4K 60 with nothing in it. Like they want to talk all of that shit about Halo Infinite and bring up Horizon Zero Dawn with 3 enemies in the damn world. Ain't shit going on, and then they disappearing as rocks that they have, since everybody want to talk about some shit, and her running around leaving no footprints in the sand or nothing. If everybody want to get technical, let's really get technical with some shit and see what's not in Horizon Forbidden West world. Okay, when you see 3 or 4 enemies on Horizon Forbidden West, you cannot count the enemies that's in the Halo Infinite trailer. Can't count that shit. So where they gonna get a boost mode from? Is Gran Turismo gonna show it to us? They ain't gonna show us nothing either. They ain't gonna show us nothing. They ain't gonna show us
They
nothing.
got cars in here though. They got
Yeah,
cars.
they have some cars in there, but you're not gonna see them all on track. Just like the other one, they'll start off on track, and then you're gonna see about about 2 or 3 cars on track. That's what they always doing. Like my boy Ramo said, he said, and they're going to put a mountain. You're not going to have a long ass straightaway in Gran Turismo. They're going to have to hide the pop in by throwing a mountain out there that you'll ride around the mountain, so you won't have a long draw distance. And, you know, and people talk about the draw distance in Halo. That draw distance is amazing. See how far you could see in that Horizon Forbidden West shit with nothing on screen. All their games are the same. You're just gonna run your ass around in an open ass field. What else y'all want to get on?
Didn't the cloud? Wait a minute. In the background, the foreground, or whatever. Didn't the cloud disappear?
Yeah, it was a cloud. It was a cloud that disappeared on an unfinished game. Okay, and we still only had one video of Horizon Forbidden West. We haven't seen shit else since. And could you tell me why that shit is still being delayed into February? Why is that being delayed? Are they delaying it to add campaign co-op, forge mode, multiplayer, Warzone? You know, everybody talking about battle royale is Forza. Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West. What?
That's wrong. You're wrong. You can't say that. Other thing, it's
I know.
not their fault that they don't have online capability, such as Microsoft. I think it's very unfair of you to shoot that shot out there like the way you just did. Get on them.
You're right. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. At least could we?
It's gonna get delayed. Got to get delayed another time.
I stand corrected. Well, at least since everybody loves campaign co-op, could we ask for campaign co-op in Horizon Forbidden West? Then could we ask for that? You know, if everybody want to keep shit, if you want to keep if you want to keep it 100, let's ask for any of their games to have campaign co-op like that. Nothing. They ain't got shit. Hey, could we talk about a Colinism? Could we talk about him? Could we talk about him? Could we talk about PlayStation games going to PC and all of a sudden how smart this shit is? You know, these jokers are smart late. You know, like I told you guys, I come from a line of school teachers. My mother was the first of 11, and she would have this thing. She's retired now, some 30 years, and she would have this thing called the round file. Well, you know what happens when you turn in your homework late? Kids will come in school, it's like, I didn't do my homework. You know, it's okay. Well, do it now. And as soon as they finish their homework, I finished my work, and now all of a sudden throw it in the round file. Well, the round file is a garbage can. That's what happens when you turn in your work late. That's what happens when you put your games on PC late. Because what you're doing, Jim Ryan and Colin, and how strategic. You remember how Colin said Xbox is heinous? Well, and how Sony is more strategic in their moves. Well, Jim, you left money on the table for years by playing the Mindshare game, thinking that can buy you a ZeniMax. It can't. Mindshare can't buy you shit. So while Jim Ryan is turning in his PC homework late, he is now expecting full credit for it. Now people are trying to appease Sony fans by being nice to him, saying, hey, you guys need to realize this is smart on Sony's part. Is it smart to turn your homework in late? That's what he did, Colin. He turned his shit in late.
Maybe he had that ability that some people call, I believe it's called delay intelligent. Maybe he got that delay intelligent.
Yeah, like Rain G4 said, it's that offline capability. Out of here. That's what the hell he's doing. Offline capability. That's a new one. Get the fuck out of here, man. And everybody is praising him. Oh, Sony is so smart. Go turn in your live. Have your students turn in some shit late. You're not gonna get that A. If you get credit at all, you're not getting an A. You may get 30% less if all of that shit is right. You don't get full credit.
Nah.
You know, get out of here, man. Tired of Sony.
Now, for was saying that previously that PS5 has about 15 games that support 120 FPS, while Series S has over 60 games with 120 FPS, and the Series X has over 80 games supporting 120 FPS.
Way to keep them facts straight.
How many? How many was the last number you said? Rocky?
80 for the Series X and 60 for the Series S.
Why is that? Why
Oh shit, to go Sensei. Sensei, don't forget that dramatic action cam tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
Yeah. They had a good show the other day. Sensei and them had a good show the other day. Yep. But yeah, man, I just get tired of you know me. I get tired of people giving
Hey man, let
people
your
off the
ram
hook.
out, bro. Let your ram out, baby.
Yeah,
Go ahead, let it out,
and then these jokers come in here talking about they trying to make an excuse for Sony. Well, Sony don't usually bring in they don't bring games in during the holiday season. Really? That's some stupid shit right there, Colin. You know how strategic Sony is. Oh yeah, we'll hide our games. Meanwhile, the busiest quarter of the year is passing us by every time. A Nintendo executive said, I said this on the show before, said they get 61% of their profits from the fourth quarter in the United States alone. Where's Sony's exclusive software at? And then one of the guys on a fraudulent podcast, I'll get their correct name. I don't want to misquote anybody, but enough of them said it. Sony is relying on third parties. That's why they can't buy a ZeniMax, because they're sharing profits. Microsoft get all of the profits here with stuff they're doing.
You just said something that was very intriguing, and fellas, feel free to jump in. Sony spending their money on third party
and third party advertising.
I could have sworn they had that same attitude and got on Microsoft about doing that on the 360 era.
Didn't they? Hey, and check this out, Flip. Not only are they spending money on advertising and paying people and sharing the profits, not only that, but they're also paying Sony for exclusive. They're paying for exclusive Call of Duty content. So you negating some of your profits right there by paying extra for shit. So what is going to be your profit margin, Colin? Since Colin think that they're so, Colin Moriarty think Sony is so strategic, that's why you don't have all this money, Sony. You're too stupid. Sony is stupid.
Colin Moriarty. I actually listened to that bullshit he said.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's even worse uncut.
I actually really listened to the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
didn't you feel stupid?
Why your man's break with you for what you said? Because if any of you guys said something wrong, I'm not going to disavow you. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be part of the podcast or whatever. I might say, got to say, apologize. What made him do? Think about it. Connie Funny Games make way more money than this bullshit. He look like he live in the basement, his grandma's basement right now, don't he? Look at his background.
More like it.
Yeah, that motherfucker like he in the Midwest somewhere. Ain't no, I ain't here down in the Midwest. Don't hear me on about the windmill. But he's like he's under a windmill, and that's what's putting up his internet. He's not living that life. And look at his partner, having babies, living his best.
Who's partner?
Lost weight. What was his partner?
They lovers or something? Like, I don't understand.
No, I'm talking about his partner that was on the podcast, on their podcast.
On Colin's podcast?
Yeah. No. Partner that was on before he broke up. When they broke.
Greg Miller.
Greg Miller. Greg Miller lost weight. He's showing his wife off. He living his best life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, he's trying to slide
way better. Yeah, he look at two worlds.
He looked like
We
a
get two
distinguished
worlds.
gentleman. You know, he was
Yeah,
on one of my on Microsoft podcast or one of them
yeah.
show Microsoft had. He was hosting it. I'm like,
Mhm.
look at this snake in the grass. Why would they do that? He looked like he eating now, like he's slimming down. You know, his complexion is coming in correctly. He don't have a lot of acne on his face and stuff like that. He looked like a whole new man. I guess that's
Yeah,
what happened when you
like he
when he
living
putting
life.
that dick in his mouth and shit. So he trying to be the
No,
best
no,
man
no.
he can be. He's
Hey,
still a dick
that's
sucker.
between him. That's between him. And then think about it. What's the old boy name? The black dude. Now they got
I don't
him.
know that guy's name.
The
Not
guy.
not not Paris. The
Yeah,
guy that's
I'm talking
on
about
Counterpoint.
Paris. We're talking about Paris. Now we got Paris now. Paris all of a sudden is an Xbox guy. So what? You're
No,
an
he's
Xbox
not.
guy.
Well, he was always
No, they
a
got
so-called he was always a so-called Xbox guy. But like I told y'all, when he started changing, when MBG started changing, Paris kind of changed because he was on Gamertag Radio and he started changing. And like I said before, he and I got into it because he was just saying some wild shit about Microsoft that just wouldn't happen. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was our back and forth was so intense. None of us said anything negative personally to each other. I just disagreed with them and really disagreed with them. But no vulgarities were spewed or anything like that. And Godfrey said, if you're going to talk about my panel, then you're going to have to just leave the show. I said, reread what I said to him. I didn't say anything vulgar. I just disagree with him, and he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And that's what you don't like. And that's what I don't like about a lot of the shows. That's why I don't listen to them anymore. Can't even get in there anymore. If I do listen to them, I damn sure wouldn't leave a comment because I don't agree with shit they say, and they make up too much garbage. And like I told you guys before, and I think I told y'all we talked about this last week, how it seemed like there's a collusion of shows, and they have everybody on their shows, and as long as you say something against Microsoft, it's cool. Just like the guy, uh, Mr. Badbit. He was on another show the other day. Now he's a perennial Sony guy, and he always makes it to a Xbox podcast and say some bullshit or always have something sarcastic to say. And then when you say one of the guys said, Luke Lore, he said that state of play shouldn't have been shown. It should have been on a postcard or something. Man, Mr. Badbit went off and said, fuck that. That fucking pisses me off. Actually said that. He said, that fucking pisses me off. These guys put all of their blood, sweat, and tears, and you're going to say their game goes on a postcard. Luke Lore should have said, hey, motherfucker, fuck you. Okay, I'm gonna say what
state
I
of
want to say.
state,
He
state
went
of
and he
play was
went
funny.
full Sony code and protected that horse shit ass show. That show was trash.
No, that was
And,
beyond trash.
but I'm
That was
glad Luke
beyond trash.
Lore. I'm glad Luke Lore
That
said I still wouldn't give it a 6. That's generous. He said he would have gave that shit a 3. I put straight up
no,
0. Gave that
I
fucking
give it a
show a
negative
0
10.
like a mug.
I give shit a negative 10 because you could just put it. You could have put all that shit on your channel.
Yeah,
I
nobody
just
was
swear to
saying that
God,
when they said
you
the
could have put
Xbox
all
show
that shit.
should have done that.
No, if Xbox would have did that shit, they would have dog walked their ass.
Yeah, that's what they said. They could have put this in a blog post or some bullshit like that. Nobody
They
had a
would have
problem
dog
then.
walked 'em. But they don't give.
They don't give us that same
No,
linearity. They don't do that.
nah, not at all. Even I even looked at the next because I had to go to the office that next day, and I listened to Sperm. I call him Sperm Wave. Was his name Sperm Wave? When I call him Sperm Wave, and I listened to his ass, and he was sitting there like, yeah, I didn't think that shit was the shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because I got it. I want y'all don't understand when I got to go to work. I got to sit in like in 30, 45 minutes of traffic sometimes just to get to work. I gotta leave
Hmm.
an hour before to get to work.
Hmm.
So I have to listen to something in the car. And
Hmm.
Monday mornings is not my great mornings. So I gotta listen. I need something to piss me off because I don't want to go to work.
Just an hour?
What you mean just an hour? I ain't.
I used to have to go 90 minutes, 2 hours before I had to go to work because we had rush when we had rush hour here
That's your motherfucking
in
fault.
Pennsylvania.
That's your fucking fault.
Man,
Miss
California
Lee,
and Chicago
ain't
could
gonna.
be terrible.
Let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about this. It's all that shit they were showing on the PlayStation shit. All them motherfuckers is multiplex. Am I right?
Most of them
I
were
think all of them
multiplex,
was
I think.
multiplayer.
I don't know
I
about
think
the
they all were.
government side.
So we're gonna talk to my man. That's a great MMO fan. My guy. I got my guy in here named Vodka. It's in the building. You think Star Ocean gonna be paid for, or you gonna think it's gonna be free to play?
Paid for. I
I
don't
ain't
think it's
paying
a.
for
It's
that
a I don't think
dog
it's.
shit.
I don't think it's a.
I don't know what
I
was
don't
the
think
other
it's a. I don't
game.
think it's an
That was free to
MMO.
play.
That Star Ocean is always a single player experience.
So
I don't think that's it.
y'all gonna pay for that shit?
I will. I'll buy
That
it.
shit.
What was the
Motherfucker,
other Star Ocean game?
You ain't bought the Marvel game, but you gonna buy that shit?
I
That's
bought
kind of
Avengers.
that's Vodka's kind of game. He plays stuff like that. And if you play stuff like that, that's cool. But don't come in here telling me that this is a AAA show like you told your community, oh, we're going to only invest in AAA games. That's why we're going to make fewer games. We're going to just invest in more AAA games. And then this is the show you give us. It was not a AAA game on there. If that's what you like, then that's what you like. That's cool. When I'm away from Gears or Forza or Halo or Rainbow Six, then I'll play Bejeweled. I'll play something like that just to calm down, But don't have this as your whole show when you talked all this shit about AAA games, and then you had your whole.
Paying them back on the AAA game.
Here's the best thing, though.
You got to think about it, though. Other thing, hold on. I can consider them as AAA game. Why? Because that's AAA game for Sony. Them fools accept that. I mean, them gentlemen accept that. That's what they like.
I consider Star Ocean a AAA.
Listen here, man.
What? Hey, Vodka.
They showed it now. Ain't no damn AAA.
Vodka.
As big, if you play the Star Ocean as big as them Star Ocean is, them
ain't
like
nobody
multiple discs.
Vodka, today, Star Ocean is not a AAA game. If this were 35, 40 years ago, Star Ocean would be a AAA game. Like Pac-Man was a AAA game 40 years ago. It's not a AAA game today.
Just like Pitfall.
Pitfall, Harry, another one, a AAA game 40 years ago. Not today.
I disagree because Star Ocean is one of Square's bigger titles.
No, bro.
No, Star Ocean.
Star Ocean, I put it this way: Star Ocean is coming on Xbox. Yes, it is. It's coming on.
Yeah, it's coming on Xbox.
That's why I think it's going to be free to play. Like Final Fantasy.
It could.
Fatal Frame is a AAA.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's not.
I want to get that Fatal Frame.
A motherfucking. It's not. I have to say it. In the vert of my man TK9, I got to say it. Ain't no motherfucking AAA game. It's not. It's not a AAA.
Why?
Game.
What do you say? What makes you say that?
I look at it as it's a AAA game for Sony because they used to that shit. They used to getting these bullshit ass games that they call AAA games. That's how I look at it. All right, well, that's your version
you
of
talk about
AAA
Devil
game.
Inside. I agree with no. I think Star Ocean.
No, flip. I mean, okay. Let's ask somebody that's not into them type of games.
Don't ask me.
No, I ain't gonna ask you.
Is Sea of Thieves a AAA game? Ain't Sea of Thieves a AAA game?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Yes, it is.
Actually, Sea of Thieves is a quadruple A game.
Sea of Thieves is a massive ass game.
Y'all failed the test.
What do you think, Live? Hold on, Live. What do you think, Live?
That's what I was gonna ask
AAA game or not,
Live? Live don't play
game or
the
not?
game and everything.
You don't play
AAA game or not?
If you think Star Ocean is
what game is this?
Star Ocean.
That motherfucker know that shit is.
I know what it is, but I don't play it though.
Would you
Do you think it's a AAA game
for Sony?
Do I think it's triple? I don't know. That's hard to say. I mean,
it's not.
It's not a Sony-based game.
No. It's not a AAA game.
Sony standards?
It's
No,
it's a
it doesn't
It's not a
fall into
AAA
line
game.
with what it looks like. Well, I don't know.
It's not a AAA game.
All them
I don't think
Jaggers
that
Well,
game
let's put
has
it like this.
they
Let's
had.
put it like this. What's the difference between Star Ocean and the other game that's out there that's on Xbox? What's that other game, Rocket? That they got Xbox that got and they got updated. Me and Live were talking about it the other day. God damn it.
Not Final Fantasy.
Fantasy Star Online.
Fantasy
I
Star
think that's what
Online.
that is.
It don't.
So what's
Fantasy
the
Star.
difference between them
That
two?
shit do
Fantasy
not
Star
look
was a
no
PC
better.
game, wasn't it?
That shit don't
Okay,
look no better
but
than
my thing
Fantasy
is this:
Star Online.
is that it was
Fantasy
that
Star
a
Online is a
AAA game?
huge game.
You full of
Is
shit.
that a AAA game?
You full of shit,
Come on,
Bone.
man.
What?
What?
That
man.
shit do
That
not
game
look
don't look.
no
That game
better.
look better than from Fantasy Star Online.
No,
Come
that
on
shit
now,
Yeah,
don't.
they
get
does
for
look
real.
better. It look better
Get for
than
real,
Fantasy Star
Bone.
Online.
No,
It
come
does.
on.
It does,
I'll
Bone.
bring that
Come
shit
on.
up.
I went back.
We don't do
Let's go. Let's go.
Bone,
fucking bull
I went
hockey.
back. I went back to boot it up to see what it looked like. Remember we were talking about that shit, Bone. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
played
like, yo,
that shit.
well,
I played like
think
that. Ain't no
about
way
it.
I'm gonna go back and go to that.
We gonna let the world decide. So I'm finna go look it up. I'm finna grab both videos up.
Hey man, well I tell you what.
How you gonna see? You gonna see it on
Cause Fantasy Star
the
Online is
streaming?
way
No,
better.
nigga, no way.
Oh, so now you want to use the streaming? So see, I ain't gonna do it. He already capping.
No.
He already capping. I don't even know.
You use
I
that
ain't
shit. You
capping.
use that shit, nigga. You be using that screen shit like, man, that shit ain't gonna look good on the screen.
He capping right now.
I ain't capping. Because that's just what the pony tried to use against Halo, using the stream instead of using the one that came on later.
No, man. You can't put Halo on no stream. That's way out of everybody's league. You have to go in order to get something.
Look at that shit again up there and then lost my mind.
You talking about Halo? You have to go all the way to get a real game like a GTA to have a comparable, to have a like scenario.
No, I'm saying a like as
Halo.
and how they tried to use the stream to try to go against.
Hey, Vodka, I didn't see that. I watched that on my TV. I watched the best I could watch.
I watched it on my TV live, but then
there was nothing on Stata, and I don't want to say this too hard because some of those games people could play. A couple of them people could play, like even that last game, the Devil's game.
I'm talking about how you watch it when it's live streamed compared to when Xbox puts it on their channel.
But Vodka. What I'm saying about, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
The video fidelity from the 720.
I get what you're saying.
To the 4K.
I get what you're saying. I don't care if they showed Star Ocean in 8K. I would not think that is a game that was made 20 years ago. Okay, it's not good enough.
Well, we're comparing it against place. We're playing about Fantasy Star Online. That's what we're talking about.
But Fantasy Star,
him streaming them against each other.
Fantasy Star, hold on. But Fantasy Star Online is too big for Star Ocean. It's too big of a game.
It's different. It's an MMO. But he's saying it look better. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't even remember what it looked like. But I don't know. Because people could say The Witcher don't look good.
This is what we do every night.
But Witcher is such a big ass game. You could do so much shit in The Witcher.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the capability. He's talking about it don't look better. I'm saying it do look better.
You're talking about visual.
Yeah, the visuals and just how you put it on the stream, you ain't gonna get the fidelity right between both, especially with Fantasy Star Online being the way it is.
Like I said, man, you could watch that in 8K. Everything that they showed on that entire video, there's no way I'd play any of that. Except for that one fighting game. I could see myself back in the 30 years ago. I could see myself playing that when I was playing a lot of fighting games. But I'm not.
I thought you going.
Oh my goodness. That would be called Big Snack. Yeah, King of Fighters. King of Fighters was good back in the day.
Oh yeah. But I don't like King of Fighters how they made it 3D.
Well, listen here. Never let it be saying Flip Money is not genuine and not understanding his PlayStation fan, the dummies. I mean, my nice gentleman PlayStation fan. Listen here. Y'all had a nice show. It was all right. For y'all stand, you know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker wasn't all right.
That show was absolutely, as I said on Dirk Griggity's show, I said it was heinous. That show was heinous. That's what Colin Moriarty meant when he said something is heinous. That show
This
was
freaking Wayne's
trash.
World.
That show was
Man,
terrible. That show was terrible.
man, that was you know what? That's something. You know how you put that
It's only a
beacon when you
dream.
finna, yeah. You know how you getting ready to drown. You gotta throw a beacon at somebody to find you.
So,
That's
Bone,
what that was.
hold on. So, y'all telling me you ain't like the way the pixel look? You ain't count them pixels in Bug Snacks? You ain't count them
I don't
pixels in
know.
Bug Snacks?
Them motherfuckers having flashbacks to the backyard again. Some left alone.
Backyard again.
Them pixels, look at it. Them pixels
I
was
ain't giving them
big
niggas
and
that
bigger than
smoke.
life. Come on, man. Them pixels was good, bro. Look at them
You can
pixels.
never
Go
touch
back and
curly
watch the
fries
video.
again.
Go back and pull up them videos. Look how Bugsnax. It's the adventure.
Man.
What you're doing in Bugsnax is you're going out there, you're archaeologist.
That's
and
a
you're going
horror
out
game,
there
Flip.
the search of the snacks. Lyle, no, because he eating on chip right now. Tell him, Lyle.
Live is on. Live
They,
is on video.
they
What?
actually
Live is on
had
video
big
game.
snacks on there.
Man.
Now they
I'm
can watch it
talking
because they
about
got no
Big
chips
Snack.
on. They ain't got no chips.
Big Snap made me hungry. I mean, it made a lot of sense to me. It did. It made a lot of sense.
No eyes on it.
And the thing is, it was funny watching other podcasters that's so hard up for Sony. It was funny watching them try and say that shit was decent. It was hilarious watching Destin's face when he was watching this show. I mean, that was comedy gold, man. Watching some of these people try and say how good, how decent State of Play was terrible.
No.
And you know, and I can
nobody-
remember
they
the
want the
Sony.
money.
You remember the Sony, right? You remember the Sony people saying, "Oh, Microsoft is just gonna buy a lot of single and double A studios," and that's exactly what Sony has done. And everybody is quiet. Everybody is quiet, man. I haven't forgot that shit.
Other thing I told you, it's called it's called delay intelligent. That's what they have. They have delay intelligent. There's
It
nothing wrong with
is
having delay intelligent. That's what they got. So do they?
Is it
on
layaway?
Got that? Huh?
big time layaway.
Intelligence on layaway?
Listen here, man. Listen here. It's delay intelligent. You know? It's the way that they see things, man. And sometimes they mind be going so fast, like 100 be saying, but instead it's slowed down. They mind be going so slow they don't catch everything. So you know, delay intelligent. That's what they have.
You just
So
don't understand.
I'm not making
That
this
fourth
shit up.
dimensional chess.
Listen here.
That's some fourth dimensional chess
Everybody
that's
in the
going
chat.
on.
Everybody in the chat. Look it up. Delay intelligent. I'm not lying. It's a real word. It's a real word. When I lie. Other than go ask your mom. I actually tell you. Yes, that's a real thing. Delay intelligence.
Yeah, delayed.
Hey, I want to tell everybody. Everybody in the podcast right now, we never told you to hit the like button or the dislike button. Or none of that.
I told him
shit.
on Twitter that you
How
only
you
had
feel?
one dislike.
What the
I
hell?
don't give a fuck.
What the
Hey, we don't act.
You're
Like,
that.
something's wrong here. He only got one dislike. Come on now.
We ain't e-begging. But you know what I'm
We
saying?
need more dislike.
Yeah, we ain't e-begging around this
More
motherfucker. We got the force in this. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey man, but you know
15
something.
dislikes. We'll let Flip go off.
But you know the bottom line is, dude.
That's a good one.
You know, bottom line, man. This is supposed to be your fourth quarter holiday season big show advertisement, and you gave us Death Verse, We Are OFK, Big Snacks, you know, and Death's Door. You know, you give us shit like this, and you think this is okay? Come on, man. Just imagine. You know how we were all younger, dude. And you know, we come back to school from holiday season. Hey, dog, what video games you getting? Shit, I got Big Snacks. Fuck out of here.
I mean, yo, listen. Sony guys, I'm on your side. Listen here, I'm gonna just say this for the Sony dudes because I'm on their side. Somebody got to defend them, man. Y'all gotta stop that.
oh shit!
At least y'all had a show. It may not have been a good show, but it was a show.
I could have kept that shit, man.
Right.
Everybody time.
Hey, hold on. Let me
Go.
see. This is why you gotta watch Flip.
Go. Boy, she gonna get on. We ain't heard from your ass tonight about the shit. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying that man, that shit put me to sleep, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it even seemed like it was about to get good, that shit was over.
It was
But it was like
over.
what,
Shit.
5-10
Hey,
minutes, some shit like that, man. They could
I
have put that shit
agree.
in the tweet and been done with it.
Right. Hey, when they said, when that lady said, that's our show, I was laughing so hard I had to stand up. I started getting cramps, dude. That shit was so funny. I'm like, that's it. And then people want to talk about, oh, Sony's marketing is so great. This is the all important fourth quarter in the United States of America, the world's largest market. And that's the shit you showed. Somebody must get fired. Now they want to. Everybody want to fire Bonnie Ross at all these fake ass shows, right? Who's getting fired for that? Somebody need now. And you know I hate when people talk about getting fired. That shit right there. Please.
No, but
that shit right there.
And you know what the funny thing they did too is was it Monday when Microsoft put the show Halo Infinite? And they had to put that down, that short video out there.
Yes. I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that shit.
I look at it like this, man.
What he was talking about, Jay dropped something from Horizon Forbidden West.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Listen, hey, other thing, you gotta realize, I felt like this. You know, Microsoft had that song "It's All There." I feel like we should be singing a song "It's Not Fair" because it wasn't fair for us to suffer through that and to watch them show. It's not fair for Sony to look at all the goodness and greatness that we have, and for them to suffer for looking at Bugsnax and make them hungry. See, when you look at Bugsnax, it making you hungry, make you want to eat and stuff. So what they were trying to do is divert the situation that they have no game. Huh? What?
That's wrong, man. It is called Big Snacks.
Oh,
it is literally called Big. It's my bad. It's called The Island of Big Snacks.
Yeah. I understand where you're going, but I'm not going to go there. So I'm gonna just keep calling it Bugsnax.
Okay. Well, let's keep.
Hey, Flip. Can I say this?
You got a game that you gotta eat.
Shout out to my man Six Slayer. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Flip? We told you how we flipped the game and we support the developer. And Eric Greenberg came out to I think today or yesterday. And he said for $44, you can get the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 5 for $44.
Okay. Oh yeah, we did talk about
that. That download came to my console this afternoon. It was 101.13 gigs.
Because it's all there.
I'm glad I got the extended drive.
Yeah, that was a big ass file. Yeah, man, but you know,
I'm gonna just say Bugsnax. When you get hungry, you get snacks.
Hey man, you know, but that's the thing, though. Everyone talked about Sony's marketing is so great. See, when you say this stuff out loud, all you could do is look at yourself and like, what is going on? You know, so and then Jim says, "Oh, well, who would buy a new console to play old games?" Hey, Jim, what are your people buying a PlayStation for today? What are they going to get? When are they going to get it? All that shit people talked about Microsoft. Now what? See, you got to keep running your mouth now. You know, now what do you have to say now? You know, you can't say anything. And while Colin Moriarty is talking about how strategic Sony is, and this is why Flip and I keep saying Sony did not win last generation. Microsoft is showing you today who won last generation. And Colt Eastwood, and Colt is my guy. I don't have no problem with Colt. But he said something today that was kind of ridiculous. He said from like 1 to 6 years in the Xbox One generation, Microsoft didn't have anything. Really? That generation didn't last that long. So you said you try. So you mean to tell me that first of all, Xbox didn't have the best lineup to start off in 2013. That was hidden by everybody. While Sony is releasing a bootleg Defender game called Resogun. I haven't forgotten this shit. And then now everybody, like we said before, everybody is so hyped on gotta have 60 frames, gotta have 60 frames. They had 60 frames in 2013 when y'all were trying to demoralize TV shit when they showed your ass Forza and what it could do. Then the Xbox One X showed us what real gaming was, and they just gloss over that shit like it didn't happen. Okay. Meanwhile, Sea of Thieves was built when they said, "Oh, they don't have any new IPs." Well, that new IP have 24 million people playing that shit today. I bet Sony wish they had those recurring profits. Colin, since you so strategic in business with his dumbass, he just as stupid as Sony. That's why I'm pissed that Saltiest Gaming took his show down, because the one clip that everybody wanted to talk about, how Colin was killing Saltiest, I didn't see it at that point. Please, I'm not capping for Saltiest Gaming. He ain't shit either. But to watch two ain't shit people arguing, and they both don't know what the hell they talking about, at least Saltiest was right at that point. You know, dude, I mean, these guys, they something else. Yeah, he called him out. He called his ass to the table.
And he didn't know how to defend that. So Salty going to backtrack. I wouldn't have backtracked.
Nope.
I would have stuck with my gun. And if you would have just left out the podcast, then you have it.
Marlon Carnardi, you're welcome to come on this show.
You said Marlon Carnardi.
You're welcome to come on this show.
Hey, one thing. Oh, I'm glad you said that, 100, because Colin said, and I'm gonna. You'll see where I'm going in a second. Colin said, "Oh, and I own Microsoft stock. I want them to do good." You don't know shit about. You don't know shit. Check this out. But what I wanted to say, what I wanted to say about that was last week I think it was last week. I talked about Roblox and how big Roblox was, and it was a tough play. If you were trying to buy stock. Well, one of the guys in the chat, because of course 100's chat is of the more learned of the chats in America. So the guy said, "Oh, it's $81." And I was talking about you couldn't play options on Roblox on the company. But I looked it up that following Monday, and now you can play options you could buy options for Roblox on the market. So I said that you couldn't last. When I first tried to do it, options weren't available, but now they are. So I wanted to clarify that just in case since this is the smarter chat, just in case people are buying stocks and options, that you can buy options trading in Roblox.
He like that black Alex P. Keaton and shit.
No, that's that motherfucker live wire.
I'll be scared.
Hey, I just know the
live wire. Get your ass off of motherfucking Marvel.
Hey, I just know the business side. Hey,
I'm sorry, other thing. I'm laughing because it's true.
It is. Nah, hey, live wire. That's why live is so quiet. He figuring out how to get to Jupiter and shit.
No, he about to say something fucked up.
He on that.
Yeah,
Marvel,
he got that.
I got my shit paused.
He got
my shit paused right now. And it's in quick resume. Matter of fact, let's talk about this. Quick resume, motherfucker. Ain't that shit is great? Ain't quick resume is great?
Hell yeah. I can just close my game on Space Engineers and go right back to where I was at.
Hey, you know what?
Let me tell you something about Quick Resume that I was telling Punisher earlier today. Quick Resume, man. How I love you. Let me count the way. Quick Resume. I was in a battle that I turned off. They get back on the game to the next day. I get back on the game the next day. The game was unplugged and everything. Why is I'm still in that same goddamn battle? The same battle. But it was fucking me up as you know, in Far Cry 6, me leading the resistance. While I was getting beat the fuck up I was still there getting beat the fuck up. Sony,
Forza for me was like for 2 weeks. I ain't get on Forza for 2 weeks, and I was back where the fuck I was at.
I just want to know, Sony, where's your quick resume? Back to you, Mr. 100.
Oh, the ponies is in the building tonight. Let's go.
Hey, before you jump on them 100, this dude 9-foot UT. He said it right. I guess he was talking about Colin has stock in Microsoft, but don't know shit about Xbox or Microsoft, and no, his ass don't. And Saltiest Gaming pointed that shit out, and he threw his girlfriend or his wife under the bus and said, "Oh, my girlfriend or my wife, she plays Xbox." Like that's supposed to make you smart. Like, yeah, I'm my mother's son. I'm the middle of 5, but that don't make me her. Shit, that don't make me a walking encyclopedia up in this bitch. I know my section of it. Just because your wife or girlfriend is smart enough to play Xbox, at least she got something to play. And when I stopped 100, his best friend, Xbox has no games, jumped in here talking about PlayStation is PS5 is dominating in sales. They ain't doing shit. Okay, why they buying remake companies to put your games on the PC? You know, only Vodka and I know that Sony, not Vodka, but Flip and I know Sony didn't sell all them consoles last year, or they would have been the ones buying ZeniMax instead of Microsoft buying.
They was in them blue boxes at GameStop. No?
Yeah,
Why them motherfuckers?
Colin Moriarty talking about his girlfriend just like one of my best friends.
Why they don't have? I hit him with one statement. Why you got one motherfucking $1 billion
franchise?
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They do. It's Gran Turismo.
Is it still?
It went down.
Yeah. No. You're wrong. It didn't go down. It plummeted. Okay, that shit. Just like the Master Chief, she's like, hey, I'm here to save the day. Those jokers say, like, cool, Joker. I even saw one of the Marine guys put a weapon down, pick up a different weapon, jumped in a Warthog. Master Chief said, cool, now I'm gonna drive you motherfuckers off this cliff. I was like, what? That's how they plummeted. That's how Gran Turismo just plummeted. Just like that Warthog driving off that damn.
They hit him with the spunker.
The war is not saving the PlayStation 5. It's a lie.
Hold on. Life is good. I understand.
Oh shit!
Like saying 20 million and Xbox got 6 million. I'm trying to figure out something. For you to say that Xbox had, I'm being nice to the guy. I'm not gonna do it, even though
Sony is only planning on 14 million, and they have not reached that yet for the end of the year. That is their projection. 14 million.
Hey, like good, you lucky they took over. Boy, I got
Flip and Vodka. Listen. Here's the thing. You don't make money off of the Cadillac Escalade. You make money off the parts.
The radiator.
Okay. You make the money off the parts. You don't make money off of the console. To this guy, life is good. You don't make money off of the console. You make money off of its parts. Where are their parts? Their parts would be software. And since this is the smarter group that listen to 100 show, because he's the holder of the mantle of responsibility, like I said about a month or so ago, in the future of the cars today, of the future of the cars tomorrow, make sure you make an investment in the software, because when you buy your car, there are going to be software upgrades. Okay, that's where the money's going to be in the future. The more and more of these Teslas that come to market, and the LCIVs and all of these cars, these electric cars, just being introduced this weekend and in the coming months, they're going to sell you software packages. Just like we got our software download to Forza Horizon 5 today. Okay, of 101.13 gigs. Now, see, if you could ask this dude, Life is Good, when is he going to get his Gran Turismo upgrade? When is that shit coming?
I thought you was gonna say when he gonna get his grandma upgrade.
Now I'm gonna leave his grandma alone. His grandmother
you know what
might
I'm
be
saying.
legit. So I can't rag on his grandmother because he over here showing out. I bet his grandmother don't know he in here showing out. Yeah. Well, you got
You see they
hey.
dropping. They dropping right now.
That's the dude.
They dropping
Hold
like
on.
flies right now.
That's
Why I
the
like them
dude that
numbers.
like
I look
fucking
at them
people
numbers. They
grandma in
dropping like
VR.
flies.
I don't think you
Oh,
understand that. That's the one that's like fucking people grandma and on VR.
okay.
That's that dude. That's that dude.
Okay.
Crazy Force said pimps always get money from them parts.
Hey, and you know what? Sensei just said Microsoft is the world's most profitable company. And I know they flip flop all the time. Yeah, they number one now. They just overtook Apple. But every now and again these guys can, just change one. They could change one thing, but still they the most profitable. They the number one, they have the highest value of any where's Sony at?
The Xbox division is what, a third of that?
Hey, listen to this. Sensei made me think of something. I'm so glad he said that shit. I've been dying to say this. Okay. Hey, look. Everybody, all of these podcasts like to say, and we talked about this before, all of us when we were on Xbox, like everybody likes to say, Xbox got Microsoft money. And Vodka and I always say, Xbox have their own money. Look, when a company invests in invest in a division within their company, you have better make them their return on investment in spades. You better do it. If not, they will drop your ass. Google has Apple and Microsoft and Amazon money. They didn't have to drop Stadia. They said, where are we going to get our return on investment? And just like Ed Fries and all of those guys got cussed out by Ballmer and Gates. They tried. Ballmer's like, dude, who's going to give us this money back from getting you guys started? Where's this money? How are you going to make enough profit to give us this money back? Okay, if we invest in a stupid ass video game. That's what they do though. At people at Apple, Microsoft, Google, General Motors, if you come up with an idea, that shit had better work. Just like General Motors introduced that Corvette C8, that Z06 that's supposed to be coming out in 2022 or 2023. This is the most powerful V8 engine on earth. Okay, this bitch bad as hell. But if you're going to make this car and if you say it can do this, it better be able to do it. But people think that, Microsoft is just going to give them an endless amount of money. No, they can spend more of the money that they've already made. And should they go outside of their budget, then they can get what they want because they know that they're going to get their return on investment. And how Halo, like when Bonnie Ross had that interview with Shaggy, Livewire's boy, Shaggy from IGN, when he had that interview and Bonnie Ross said, you know what, we could have released Halo. We could have released Halo Infinite right now, but we decided to wait. When you can wait, that means what your last game you made is still making that much money that you can afford to pay 1,000 people to continue this work that you started and not miss a beat. But if you're some lesser game, like some trash ass game like Horizon Forbidden West, you better come out soon. And then we're going to resell your game again. We're going to repackage it and sell it to you again a year later, like they did with the other games. And the same Sony fans are the ones that rebought this game. And that's how they're going to do it. But no, you just don't dump money in a project, and you could tell that by Microsoft because they dropped a lot of things that we like. I actually like that. What's that one thing that we had that was trying to rival Twitch?
Mixer.
They didn't even give Mixer a fair shot. They spent threw a lot of money at it, didn't give it time, and that shit is gone just like that. If they
Yeah,
don't
better
feel
streaming.
if they don't feel they're going to get their return on the investment, you gone. You out of here. Even like the Windows Phone, they got that shit out of here, and then they came back with the
Surface.
foldable that Surface Duo, and of course I like Microsoft. I would have got it, but I'm like, no, that's not better than this Z Fold. So that's what I'm on now. On the Z Fold, it's a lot better than that Surface Duo. But I just don't like it when people say, "Oh, they using Microsoft." No, they have their own money. Have their own money.
Over $500 billion with
I would
Microsoft,
say,
Xbox division.
I would go even this. I would say, so the fuck what they use the Microsoft money, motherfucker. That's like you having a child, and they're like, well, the child's rich only because of the parents. So the fuck what? It's my goddamn child. So what? My
Hey,
child
Flip.
is using some of the money I'll allow that child to use or whatever.
Hey, Flip, way to come from the corner. Hey, that's using that public enemy line the right way right there. Hey, so damn what? Just like Sony is using what little bit of Spider-Man they own, so they could use on their console, so they're steadily losing more money. They're not getting all of the profits, and people wonder why Microsoft didn't buy WB. They wonder why they didn't buy that studio, because they would not solely own the characters. And Microsoft's like, no, bro, that's okay. If we're not going to own the entire character and reap all of the benefits, then that's okay. You can keep it. You can keep it, because just a
Think
little
about
bit
it.
of profit is nothing.
What way would that deal have been good? I don't think a lot of people think about that. What way would that deal have been good?
If Microsoft would own, let's say, like here's exactly how that.
Without owning any of them characters,
Then there's
how would
no
that deal
deal.
would have been good?
Then it's no deal. Then it's like this. It's like Sony calling
Free HBO
Moriarty.
Max.
No, it's like calling Moriarty, and how
Ain't gonna happen.
strategic he thought Sony is, right? And Sony was trying to buy exclusive rights to Starfield. What would make that deal good for Microsoft? Microsoft said, well, how about this? We'll buy ZeniMax. And Colin, with his strategic ass, he didn't know ZeniMax was the parent company to Starfield. Maybe Sony didn't know, or Sony did know. They just didn't have enough money to buy it. Just don't. It's that simple. So while Colin is over here being strategic, that wasn't so strategic to me with his stupid ass. I'll do Colin all day. So yeah, but there you go.
Live, what you got next, Live? Live, with your ass up, what you got next?
Live is figuring out how to build a rocket to he working some last numbers out. How to get to Neptune.
With your ass up, man. You ain't goddamn hitting figures.
Come on, get your head. Hitting niggas.
I like
Come
to
on,
call
come
it
on,
hitting niggas. Yeah, that's right.
Hit
I like
niggas.
to call it
That was a great ass movie, boy. Hey, y'all want?
I ain't watched it
Hey,
yet.
what did you think about Halo? The Halo video. Everybody talked about that.
What?
Live wasn't with us when we were talking earlier today about Halo in the trailer.
Halo, he ain't talking right now.
No,
I just
wake up,
I wasn't asleep. I wasn't asleep.
Over there, no wonder. You got the mic mute eating some goddamn tortillas and pretzels. Yo, can I have one?
I wasn't eating. No, I was choking on candy. Shut up.
Yo, go ahead. We talking about what you said that Halo doing? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it was good. No, it was good. I like it's gonna be interesting to see how how they implement stuff in the future. You know what I mean? Like you got this 10-year plan. It's gonna. I'm just thinking about like how they're gonna roll it out. Like what are they gonna show? What's the the dynamics of like? Are you gonna And basically learn what you did from
Live,
Master. What?
live.
Let him get his question out. 100. We know the
Live.
answer. He don't follow Halo like us. Let
No,
him
but
do
live.
it.
Just worry about the show. Don't worry about 10 years in ahead. Just worry about what you saw in the show.
Yeah, well, I saw on the
But
show
that
was
is part
good.
of it, though.
But I was just saying, I was thinking about what the 10-year plan was, and thinking about like, all right, so they introduce you to this guy. I forget what the guy's name is, right?
Yeah, it's a few of them.
But they show you these guys, right? And I'm thinking, like, you know what? What the fuck? What's the damn echo? You hear that shit?
Yeah, I saw that. I just hear the shit out of that.
That shit is going where
Punisher.
Is it
That's not me.
Is it me?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't
But
Good.
I
I'm
don't
glad
know.
it's not me.
Yeah, I think it's every time live says something, it's like for
All right. So anyway, God damn it.
On mute, man.
I can't stand that nigga live.
Everybody mute yourself.
All right,
How do you mute yourself? I don't know how to mute.
at the bottom, where it says like where it says start camera.
It says
and
Mike.
If I touch something, I'll click myself off. I don't know how to work this thing yet, but I won't say anything.
Are you on your computer?
I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone.
Oh yeah, it might have.
oh yeah, like
Yeah, it might have went through twice. I should be doing it sometimes. But like my whole thing is like the way I was looking at it was maybe they were going the route of the Marvel shit. You know what I mean? Atriox is your overall arcing guy. He's your Thanos. But then you got all these other little motherfuckers that you're gonna have to deal with, and then you still got the team of other like Team Osiris and whomever else you're gonna have with Master Chief in order to basically take this guy down. And I was just saying it'd be interesting to see how they implement that. Would they make it where you just always Chief the whole time, or would they make it like Halo Infinite is kind of like the new design for what Master the kind of like the evolution of what the MCC was, right? You have all these little these individual games within this one overarching game. You know what I mean? That tell this one big story, but then also you have all your multiplayer and all the other shit that's in it. I don't know, just a thought. I was like, man, that should be crazy though. Be like the first time they ever did some shit like that. Because Destiny tried to do that, but they weren't able to do it. They, because Destiny 1 is separated from Destiny 2. It's not all in one game.
Because they lost their right of Joseph State.
Yeah, but I'm
But
gonna
go
keep it
ahead,
a buck.
100.
I'm about to keep it a buck. You the motherfucking chief. They turned that shit back to Halo 1. That's what they did.
Yeah, I'm not saying
you're
they
the
didn't.
chief. But thing about it is you're not. They're trying to make it like you make your own decisions now. And you pick what you want to do and how you want to play it. That's how they're doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like they're because people got mad, and you know what? Fuck everybody that did not like Team
Halo
Osiris.
5.
I can't stand y'all.
They just didn't know the story, man. That's the
Well,
problem.
no, they didn't like them, but they just didn't like Locke. Because Locke was black.
That too. That's number one. Punisher. They didn't like Locke. Okay, but the second thing is they just didn't know. They don't know the Halo universe. And people that don't know the Halo universe are trying to make decisions, and you don't know what the hell's going on. So
a friend of mine didn't care for it too much because he thought that you weren't going. He thought that you weren't going to play as Chief. He was expected not to play as Chief. He thought it was going to be more about Osiris. That's what he thought it was going to be more about, even more about just Osiris. instead of fucking having the blue team involved.
If it was, we don't give a fuck. It's a Halo game.
No, but we just saying that probably some people probably
ODST,
wasn't
nobody
just
complained
some
about.
people was you ain't even listening to what the fuck I just said.
Man, fuck them people.
You didn't listen to a damn word I just said.
Bone, if you don't be quiet and listen with your little head.
Go
I
ahead,
said
Baku.
my problem was he was expect 343 was at first was saying that there wasn't gonna be much Chief in it. It was gonna be more about Osiris. That was his beef. He wanted to play more with Osiris and not play as Chief. And with the way the game looked like, with the how it's gonna be continuing, I don't think he's gonna play as Chief all the time. Once you beat the game, I think it's gonna be more like fucking Spartan Ops with Team Crimson. When you use your Spartan, because remember your cannon in fucking Halo.
Well, not really, but that's what I was thinking. It's going to be like Spartan Ops, and that you're going to tell it's and like I told you guys earlier. I mean, in marketing, you give something a name, but it still means something that you've already done, and you just change the name, but it's still the same thing. Like they say, okay, well, this is going to be the next 10 years, right? This is a 10-year thing. Well, Halo has been going on for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be too much to change. You had Halo CE that gave us a start, but it wasn't the start. Halo Wars was the start of all of this. And actually, Halo Reach even came before Halo 1. And ODST fell around, it was the ground level around Halo 3. So and you have these different games, and then Halo 4 absolutely changed the game. That was nothing can to me be better than the first thing you've played, which is Gears 1 or Halo 1, because it's your first introduction into whatever you like best. Well, what I like most about Halo 4 was they introduced us to the Forerunners. I've always said I want to see what the Forerunners are through the video game. I want to see this. And when you are introduced to the Didact, to the Librarian, and how the Librarian indexed all of these species when the Halo rings were fired and deleted the damn galaxies. Okay. So, but everyone lives on because she indexed everything. So, all of this stuff is going to be this more of the same. It's just we're going to hear different things that happens in the Halo universe, and we'll be able to play those things out. Just like we were talking earlier about how the weapon, the new AI, was created. Actually, when 100 was talking, and he was right about a piece of Cortana wasn't fully there, and Noble 6 delivered that final piece to Cortana, and now Cortana is there. Actually, it was three more AI that were created from Dr. Halsey's brain and her likeness that are at Sword Base that Blue Team was sent to go get, that she wasn't supposed to do. It's three of them there. So it's three more potential AI that could be as powerful as Cortana, or could be half the power of Cortana, and just brought in, just like the weapon is brought in to lure Cortana to a spot where she can be decommissioned. So it's so many variables, and we're just going to play out these stories, and they just gave it a title of 10 years. But it's still going to be the same as the past 20 years. We're just going to play the story out. But I think that Spartan Ops thing, that's a good thing. But we can't. The thing is, we can't be the chief and change the story because the story is already written. And like I was about to say about how the brain, like smart AI, are created from a dead brain cell, just like Black Box on Hunt the Truth. that radio series that we heard, and and how he was created, and how the new AI was created from that one chick. I'm forgetting her name, where this rebel leader killed her at the end of that radio series.
And then the governor on that planet that got glassed on Halo 5 used to be an Oni agent.
Yes, he
That's
was.
who he was modeled from.
Yeah, but think about it. Cortana learned more than everybody because she was
Right, because she was in the Installation 4 and in the
Yep.
Requiem and High Charity.
She was
Yep.
born off a human AI, a human live AI. That's how she learned.
Yep. And that's what I was telling you. It's 3 more of her that are at Sword Base right now. And we going to see what that shit is. And like they were talking about, they didn't tell us in the book what's in the box that they recovered. They never told us that. So we'll find out. We should find out now, because that's too big of a hole.
I think that's the weapon. One of them was the weapon. But think about it, they said humanity lost the fight.
Yeah, we'll see about that shit.
That's the one thing. There's still going to be a book that comes out in April for Halo.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's the encyclopedia's coming out now.
Well, no, I mean,
it's
an actual book. This actual story that ties into Infinite that's going to be released in April.
Yep.
I don't think we lost.
No, they said
we might have lost. We might have lost. We might have lost the battle, but we ain't lose the war.
No, man, we ain't lose no war, especially if I start fighting in that bitch. And back to what we asked.
Them people was just basically like on Star Wars. Y'all, they just like the rebels now. The motherfuckers Cortana done took over the galaxy.
But just like we asked Livewires, what did he think about the Halo trailer? And here's what I thought about it. And while everybody dogged out that trailer from 2020, I was.
Hold on. Let Punisher. I don't even think Punisher.
Go ahead, Punisher. All right, go ahead.
Well, you know, when I was watching it,
flipping shit, boy.
Punisher, where you at? Punisher? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm probably walked away.
I'm here.
That's 100. Hey, well, I feel him. Well, go ahead, Vodka. You said, because I've been talking too much. Vodka, go ahead and say what you felt about that trailer.
I was mad it came out, so they should have brought that out later. For real.
Now, hold on. I
want to play that motherfucker so bad. Especially now, I'm looking at every time I get an email from Waypoint, I'm hoping it's a motherfucking flight announcement.
I don't give a fuck about that, Vodka, because
man, because I just finished listening to Divine Wind.
I get it. Man. I get it. But you know what? I'm okay, because Forza Horizon is gonna take all my time. And I'm good with that. But I'm glad you said that the way you said it. Because you know what? Back to the people. You know, I like to come on here, man, and I like to attack other podcasters and all the bullshit they think they know, right? So Jez Gordon was on the show. All right. I forget. I think it was, I don't know whose show he was on. But they said, hey, Jez, when do you think we're going to see this Halo trailer, right? Do you think it has anything to do with the anniversary date? I think November 15th, whenever the anniversary date is. And Jez act like he knew. And he's like, I think you guys should actually watch that show. And then everybody got fired up like, yeah, we're going to see it, because Jez said we're going to see it on the 15th. And Microsoft dropped that trailer on everybody's head that thought they knew, just like they dropped that Xbox Series X on Jeff Keighley's head, and he looked stupid at his Sony Kojima Awards show. They dropped that Xbox on his head and like, hey, we're going to introduce this shit to the world on your Sony Awards show. That's what Microsoft, that's the way I saw that. Here, everybody trying to get ready to get some work done on a Monday, and here these cats releasing a Halo video stop the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought about. You know, it's like, hey, we're going to surprise all of these insiders that know when we going to drop some Halo content. And they dropped that shit on them, right on their head.
I just hope there's an expansion that takes us to the art that we try to get the the fruit from the spirit of fire back.
It is.
Because they're still
See,
covenant fighting on the ark.
see. You keep
There's
making me
snatching coming
interrupt
from
you.
that.
Hey, and see, that's another thing.
Everybody, see, they don't see a lot of motherfuckers didn't play Halo Wars.
Nope.
They didn't play Halo Wars.
And they don't. You can't know everything if you don't. And like
you don't
Baca
play Halo
always talk
Wars,
about the
you
books.
don't know what. Yeah, you don't know nothing the fuck
Nope.
what's going on right now in
Nope.
the Halo
Nope.
motherfucking continuum.
Nope.
I'm gonna
Nope.
call it
And, nope.
continuum.
And you're right. That's a
Look,
great. That's how you're supposed to say it. And like Baca always talks about the books, and he and I talk about the books a lot. But you really don't even have. Now that's the deepest part of the lore. But you don't have to know what's going on in these games. All you have to do is follow all of the games. That's it. You just have to follow the games. That's all you have to do. And your answers are in there. The books just flesh them out and just show you how big the universe is versus anything else.
And a
You
lot
know,
of the books you can listen to. You can listen to them on YouTube because Lost
or the
Light is on
audio
there.
books.
You can listen to Lost Light, especially Lost, because the book Divine Winning I just got finished listening to that I keep raving about. The book that starts that whole saga going on Lost Light. You can catch that on YouTube. If you subscribe to Audible, you can listen to Halo Retribution for free. That would tie into Halo Shadows of Reach.
They don't.
And
They
then
don't
you
feel
go
like they have
get
to
the
do all that.
Divine Win.
They don't feel like they have to do all that.
Because really, even Halo Reach, you don't even have to go to Shadows of Reach because it's just like the very end. That's when it pops up.
But two things though, and you're right. Shadows of Reach is the most important going into this game. And just like 100 was about to say, that's why everybody is stupid and they don't know as much as Live Wires in his stupid ass math because they don't want to do the extra research. And if you do the extra research, then you're gonna know about this shit. But they don't want to. They want to half-ass shit like Destin did. And
you can't put that on Live Wire. It ain't Live Wire.
It is. It's Live Wire.
That boy's crazy.
Look, man, you don't have to go that far in math. If you keep going in math that far, then you have a problem. So anyway, Destin, back to Destin's ass. He actually told who was on this show, Halo Follower or Halo Canon? Which one was on there?
You said Halo Canon, didn't you?
It was one of the two. One Halo Follower or Halo. I think it was Halo Follower that was on Destin's show. And Destin
I thought you said it was Canon earlier.
I don't know. It's one of the two. I get them mixed up. I only know them when I hear their voice. But one of them were on this show. But anyway, both of those dudes have great Halo lore and knowledge. Okay. So anyway, Destin has one of the guys on. And he said, I'm confused with the story. And then he admits he only read the last chapter of Shadow of Reach. Of course you're gonna be confused, dummy. That's the wildest shit I've ever heard. You're gonna read the last chapter of a book. Okay, you back in school. And you have to read this book, but you read the last chapter. Are you?
Wait a second, it was Halo Canon.
Okay, Halo Canon. Yeah. So Halo Canon is on the.
Oh, I think you're sorry.
Okay, he's on Halo Canon, and Destin was so incompetent. He even made Halo Canon say something stupid. And of course, Halo Canon know more than me and Vaca. Vaca and I and Hunter, we love Halo, but we don't know as much as that dude. But this time, I got to think about what it was. I'm gonna think about it. But y'all go ahead, man. I'll tell y'all what I thought about the
Microsoft employee.
Well, I mean, if you chilling by the water cooler like Baca,
a
lot of people. This is the problem. This is the problem that I don't understand. A lot of people overthink what's going to happen with the next Halo and the next Halo game or whatever. A lot of people overthink it. It's not that much to overthink when Microsoft already tell you what they're going to do. They said the plan. It is that people overthink that. People just want more than what it is. Listen here. When they said 10 years, and I'm about to break it down to you what they mean by when they say 10 years. When you hear 10 years,
get off the game.
I ain't on the game. You talking about?
Yeah, you talking.
He's on the game. He on the game.
Talking.
But he talking right now.
Yeah, but I'm talking. What you talking about? The game. He paused. Get off the game.
Shut up.
Talk.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, like I was saying, as I was going, he just doing that to the fuck with me. But anyway, like I was saying, when they say 10 years, you have to understand. I look at how Microsoft set everything up in their strategies and the previous things that they have done in video game in their video game years and how what their plan is further down the line. If they're going to make a game for 10 years and they supporting it and they throwing this money like, here you go, let's make this thing happen. We already know that they got the books and so forth and so forth. Within the next 10 years of what they're doing with Halo, it's going to be a lot of DLC, a lot of upgrade, and believe it or not, people may not believe this, but this game, the way it looks, is not going to be the last thing that you're going to see. Take Destiny, for example. Have not Destiny upgraded itself? Have not Destiny redone itself over? So within 10 years with Halo, and Halo is doing well, the story mode, within 10 years, as it continue on moving and evolving in that 10 years, and they're getting and you're getting good feedback, what you're going to do? It's going to go beyond that 10 years. 10 years is just a minimum.
The stream engine is brand new.
Right, but I'm saying 10 years is just the minimum. That's just a point that they're giving you to how far they're going to go. Because what Microsoft had done before, they did Reach, ODST. They're trying to make it a more fleshed out and more what's the word I'm looking for?
They're putting it. They're putting this. They're putting this section.
Game. Right. I mean a diverse game. That's what they want.
They're putting these 10 years in sequence is what they're doing. Versus the past 20 years of Halo, it went back and forth with a couple prequels. This one is going to be in succession. It's going to go to keep the same path. That's the only difference, I believe. They're going to have, like you said, DLC, like Vaca said, it's going to be kind of like Spartan Ops, and it's just going to continuously tell you the story within a 10-year period. And that's one of the things that I've always wanted. Yeah.
Right, but my whole point of saying that is that, people overthinking it. They already know what they want to do. This is how they want to do it, to see how it received to the fans. They not just want the old fan. They try to keep the old fan intact. They're trying to get other fans into the genre so that they can see it. They already know that by looking at their data about how open world games play and how it works out. So they already know, like, okay, well, let's see if we can open up this world more. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the only company that I know right now that I know of that try to be more diverse in culture-wise with their character.
I agree with that 100% too.
People are getting mad at that.
Linda and Kelly.
Right, like you can't get mad at that. This is the thing that these people, and I say this all the time, people don't want to hear it. That is when they want it cheap. Some of that is that old-fashioned racist way of thinking. You can't think like that when it's coming down, when you want other people to play your game. You can't have that mentality. You have to
some people just want it because that's what they used to. You came up with it, so they always used to Chief being there. But also, I need to ask. I gotta ask you to kick Rain out the chat because he asked if I could sing "Really Rainbow" by the end of the show.
I saw that shit. Rain is crazy as hell, boy.
I seen that and I ignored that, but I mean, you're right. Some of that is that, but the majority of it is still what it is. They didn't like the fact that a black dude would come in and take it over.
They hated that shit.
You don't want to accept that shit, but it's the truth. Let's not.
The worst part, I say a lot of people were like that, but there's some people that really still just want Master Chief.
Yeah, and that's true. I agree with that too.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too. But and it's like he was in a place of power, and he was just like the Chief. He was stoic. He meant business. He wasn't about no fooling around. He was like, "Hey, I'm normally an assassin, But now my mission has changed a little bit. I just want to bring this dude in, and no, you can't do it on your own because dude is a beast.
But the thing is that killed me was when Crap was like, "Oh, wait a minute, he has no personality. He
Master
he
Chief
doesn't have any personality." I'm like, this
Hey.
motherfucker seen his whole family get glassed in front of him, and his brother died getting him on the motherfucking ship to escape fucking planet Jericho. Get the fuck out of here.
I would have went even further with that with Crap. I would have just said, well, I think I did, and that's what.
Yeah, you did.
But anyway,
You did a lot of damage.
As I was saying, let's keep it real. Master Chief did not have no personality.
Zero. Hey, let me. Hey, Flip.
At all. Huh?
Flip, look at here. In this video that we saw here, my favorite part of the video is when he ran into that berserker brute, and that brute ripped the door off and threw a piece of metal or the door at the Master Chief. Now, when y'all watch this video again, the Master Chief is so stoic and has zero personality. Hey, Vaca.
Just look down at that shit and then
Vaca.
up and fucks him up.
Dr. Vaca. Master Chief looked down at that shit and was like, yeah, motherfucker. And he looked back and was like, yo, is that it? You know, I mean, he showed no emotion whatsoever. And he did all of this running. He was like, catch the people's elbow. Okay? Get your ass out of here.
Look at Fred.
Yeah, dude.
Fred,
I mean,
yeah, like he's normal. But he did act like he did have his little Sergeant Johnson moment when they asked about that tank, talking about how he liked that tank.
Hey, could I attack some people?
Sound like Sergeant, he sound like Sergeant Johnson right there. Sergeant
Could I attack
Avery
some
Johnson.
people?
Oh, go ahead.
All right. I want to attack Gaming Forte. He don't know shit. He don't know shit. Destin, he don't know shit either. And when people say they didn't show us enough, and Kid Smooth, like E-Rock said, that's really disappointing what he's doing. Okay, because just to branch off a little bit, when Kid Smooth talked about how shit that State of Play was, he got so many PlayStation people on his show. It was a somber moment, man. Like somebody's dog died that's been with them for like 17 years. Okay. And it was a somber moment as they talked about how shit that State of Play was. And it was so bad, they just segued into nothing and never closed that section. They just went into talking about other things and slowly went away from it because it was such a bad moment for the PlayStation dudes that's on this show. It was the worst thing in the world. I just turned that shit off. So, and it leads me to this. They talked about, I didn't see enough in the Halo showing. I didn't see anything. We don't know anything. Hey, they gave us new enemies and a new race. And then Joseph Staten said, no, there's more than that. And that's where I like to stop it. Okay, because I would have liked to see those skimmers. I would have liked to run into the Harbinger. I would have liked to run into those things. The Jaeger Rundamnai. I wanted to run into them without them showing them to me right there. Or how that berserker act when brutes act like that anyway. Some brutes just start running at you to knock your ass out. You know, so they've done that before, so that's nothing new to me. But when you show that many new enemies, that many new weapons, no, we've seen enough. And like Livewire said or Flip said about the what I gathered from Halo is I'm never gonna die. It's too many options. I mean, the gameplay is so wide range, like we saw in July 2020 when everybody was hating on it. Dude, what I saw was the best gameplay I've ever seen. But it means that I have so many options.
I gotta ask you, what was it when? Because you seen Installation 00's video and he slowed that shit down. When you seen the motherfucking brute using the spunker.
Bunker. That's
the human rocket launcher.
and he
that
was
motherfucker was
holding it
shooting that
under his
shit.
arm like it was a
He held it like
football.
a rifle. Like a regular rifle and shit.
Yeah.
Shooting that shit.
Yeah, we have to hold that shit on our shoulder. But
That
you know, and that just
invisible on his ass.
he turned invisible and hit him in his back. You know, like 100 used to kick people in their shoulder blades. It's not too much you could do. You kick somebody in their shoulder blades right in the middle. You know, that's what he got hit.
See the brutes playing toss.
Did see him doing what?
Playing toss. You know, when they grab somebody and rip their arms off and start throwing them around and shit.
Like you mean when that brute threw that grunt at the Master Chief and people people trying to rip the trailer up, the shit wouldn't finish, dude. But that gameplay was airtight, you know. And then Sony showing you this gameplay where they take the control out of your hand and show you some damn cutscene when you get close to something. Man, get out of here with this.
I'm just mad somebody actually did that shit with the Banshee to me when I was playing the flight.
Threw your ass out?
Yeah, grapple hooked up there and took my ass out,
man.
that motherfucker.
Hey, it happens.
Since they got teabagged by a bot, so that don't matter.
Hey, it's how it is. I know y'all thought I was asleep, but I was not asleep. I took a nap.
Yeah, man. So Hebot showed up, world's most powerful gamer.
Yeah, we got Hebot in the building. Got Sensei in the building. We got everybody in the building tonight, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah, and I like what Sensei said. I want to be surprised, dude. I've seen enough. I don't want to see any more. Even though if I see something, I'm cool with it because I watch a different Halo video every other day, if not every day. But you know, I want this shit to be on me to discover. Just this is that's why I mentioned
that Warhog, boy. That Warhog shit you showed us, that shit was off.
Bruh, hey man, but before I forget this, because I've been forgetting it all day. Gaming Forte said, he said, all they're gonna do is have different spots of the game, and when you go on these side missions, it's not going to mean anything to the story. Halo never does anything that's meaningless ever, and see, that's why people don't get the gist of the whole universe, is because they miss. It's I equate it to this: if you didn't do the side missions in Mass Effect 2, then you when you went through that Omega 4 relay, the people that you picked up gonna die, and your ass might not make it. That's what happens when you don't complete the game. But if you complete the game, you learn what Vodka and I know, because we always going deep off into the Halo lore. You're gonna understand what the hell's going on. But if you try and half-ass your way and run straight through a game like Halo, no, you're not getting the full game, and you're gonna sit around and you're gonna be critical of the game because you don't know shit.
And with the cloud, they're gonna probably have that motherfucking change.
Oh my goodness, that shit gonna be wicked as hell, boy.
The environment will change, because if you do a lot of damage to the shit, the monitor and the Sentinel start to try to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what type of side mission they're gonna give us. That's what I want to see. I want to see what type of side mission they're gonna give us.
I don't give
fuck you know what I do, Vodka. You know
what you in your side mission.
Nigga, I'm gonna play it like I can't play it no more. I'm gonna open up the map. That's what I do up in this.
Yeah, you gonna open up the map before you play. Don't play with Flip. Don't play with Flip when they come out.
Hey, speaking of that,
wandering all over the place. You gonna get a Warhog and drive off to that damn ship you seen crashed over yonder.
Hey, speaking of that, speaking of that, I'm glad he said that. And you know, you talking about those little things like that, dude. All of those things are going to matter. Just like way off in the distance, you saw that big ass Guardian that was down, and then a couple.
They don't talk about that.
They don't, because they too stupid, man. They think this is a Sony game and you have that C-spot run story methodology. No, you have to think for this game. It's just not
because in the multiplayer in the flight, you gotta hack. You can hack a door into one of the Forerunner, the doors to the Halo, and grab weapons out there once you hack. It takes a while. You got to get your AI sit there and try to hack it. Try not to get killed by anybody while you trying to hack this door to get these weapons out. And that's in the multiplayer. And you got wildlife running around when you're playing.
Hey,
little chickens and shit running around, little rodents and all types of shit just running around in the battlefield.
Hey, did you see that stuff when you watched the Horizon Forbidden West trailer?
What, in the CGI trailer when she was swimming?
Hey, I don't know. Take your pick. You know, while everybody talking shit about that, and I think it was Rain G4 said it to me in somebody else's show. Somebody said, "Who do you think weighs more, the Master Chief or Aloy?" Dude, I lost it. That shit was funny as hell.
Master Chief is heavy as fuck.
Master Chief is his suit is 1,000 pounds.
That nigga's worth tons.
Yeah, his suit is 1,000 pounds, but they just saying how fat Aloy would look versus the first Aloy. It was funny as hell. I knew what they were talking about. It was funny as hell.
But man, we gonna get off this bad boy tonight, man.
Hey, just like 9-foot UT, he said Gaming Forte does not understand Halo Sandbox at all. No, he does not.
So you didn't rescue Marines for XP, you rescuing them to take out the motherfucking stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, other thing, I gotta correct you with that. For Horizon Forbidden West, you did see things moving. Her toes was moving when she was trying to swim.
Their toes.
Yeah. Well, man, we about to be out. We don't do like 5-hour podcasts.
Yeah, because 100 gotta go to sleep.
No, I'm up. Right now.
Don't believe.
I was sleeping the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I gotta watch football in the morning. Damn, Monday night. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a football analyst and shit. NFL need to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? I know to look at cover 3, cover 2, zero blitz, and all that other shit. You know what? You a bitch ass nigga.
That's cool, man.
You know, bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get, you know, I'm trying to balance shit out. You know what? Everybody don't even like. I've been trying to balance shit out in my life, and nobody don't want to like that shit. But we out.
No parody.
We out. Bring your ass an Xbox party if you want to talk extra.
I have to get up early for Black Desert like you gotta get up early for football.
Man, fuck Black Desert, nigga.
All right, fellas.
Fuck you, nigga. I'll text y'all coming out. You crazy as hell. I can't wait for your next parody and advice tomorrow. That one about we don't do Christmas here. I like that. I gotta pick that one up. Peace.
All right, peace, fellas.
And now this motherfucker talking about Xbox ain't got no games.